Welcome back to Ghost Powered Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we talk about Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions.
We're lucky to get out of those escape rooms alive.
I need to know that the criminals who killed the 4 people in front of me are held accountable.
They're hiding in plain sight in the middle of Manhattan.
We need to stop them.
Alright, so the first thing I gotta address when it comes to this movie is the name. What the hell? I cannot stand this name. Like, for one, it's a huge mouthful, but it just sounds so generic and just absolutely silly. But the truth is, after seeing the movie, that kind of fits the movie, because to sum it up, in a lot of ways, that's what this movie is. It's generic. It's basically rinse, repeat. It's the first movie, just new rooms. I mean, really the exact same thing, and brings almost nothing new to the table. Because really this movie is just fast food, PG-13 horror, and I get it. I mean, that's what the first one was too. I guess I was just hoping that this one would bring a little more to the table. It would give you a little more to the story. I mean, what is this organization? How did they start? Who are the key players? Like, I don't know, just give us some more of that, and instead, they just find a way to do the exact same thing and just, you know, basically rewind, hit play, let's do it again. On a good note, I really loved the rooms once again, just like the first one. I mean, that's really what makes these movies a lot of fun, is these really cool puzzle escape rooms. And they really didn't disappoint when it comes to that in this one either, because the rooms really are the star, and they're very successfully done in this as well. It's a lot of fun to just watch them try to figure these riddles out and figure out how to get out of these rooms.
Welcome to Minos Escape Rooms.
No.
It's happening again.
You guys have played the game before?
So what is this? Like a tournament of champions?
Something that's really interesting to me is I had all but figured out what I was going to say about this movie until the very end. And then something happens and kind of twists things and changed it up somewhat of what I was going to say. And I can't really go into more detail about that without spoiling this. But on the subject of spoilers, this is one of those trailers that gives away all the key moments of the movie. It's like you're watching the movie and you just see it coming. You're like, oh, I saw that in the trailer. That's about to happen. And it's just like, it is a big just shit on your doorstep, because you're like, dude, it would have had a lot more impact on me if I didn't know exactly what was going to happen right here. So my biggest problem with this movie, I think, would be the fact that this movie kind of devalues life. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say that, but they basically don't put a lot of weight on the lives of your characters, because from the very beginning, you pretty much, it's, I mean, really obvious who's going to live and who's going to die. And so you just don't really worry about your main characters or the certain characters you're rooting for, because you're like, well, they're not going to kill them, because it's just obvious the way it's played out. And even if they did die, the characters, and I'm not sure if this is the actor's fault or the script's fault or what's the deal with this, but they just never show emotion like in a believable way. I never believed for a second that they were actually scared or sad or whatever, or upset in any way. The only emotion I got from them the whole time was that they were having fun. I genuinely believe that this cast had a good time making this movie, and I think, you know, that's great, but when you're trying to set something up that makes you on the edge of your seat and suspenseful and all that, it's hard to feel that when all you're feeling is these characters having fun like little kids playing make-believe.
Take a picture. It'll last longer. Gets the clue.
However, that does lead to you having a pretty good time watching this, because it's kind of contagious. You see these characters enjoying what they're doing, and these actors enjoying what they're doing, and the fun of that, and I think it just kind of is easy to fall in that. And it is fun to watch, because like I said earlier, the rooms are really what is a lot of fun to watch in this, and just seeing these characters having a good time, solving these riddles and puzzles is just a lot of fun. And don't mind my noisy little rat Pinky. She's right over here off the camera, digging away at these chips, because I didn't move them like I should have, and she's having her playtime where she runs around. So other than the end, when there is a twist that does kind of change the game up some, other than that, this movie really doesn't bring anything new to the table at all. Like, it really feels like the exact same thing repeated. Like, I cannot convey that enough. So what it really comes down to, in my opinion, is if you really enjoyed the first one, if you're a big fan of the first one, then I think you'll probably enjoy this one too, because it's a lot of the same thing. But if you're someone who was just kind of mildly entertained or did like the first one, but really wants to see something different, and this franchise kind of add more to the puzzle or whatever, yeah, this is not it.
It's over. I'm done running.
We can beat
them at their own game.
Like I said, it isn't until the very end where they add anything new, which does mildly change up the game, but even that, it's really just kind of laying the groundwork for obviously there being a third, or at least their plan on having a third. But for the most part, this movie was just okay. I mean, I did have fun, so I'm not at all saying like this is a crappy movie, so don't get me wrong, but it definitely wasn't anything I would spend full price at a theaters over. I would just wait for it to hit Netflix or Hulu or whatever, because it won't be that long of a wait. It will be there. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. Please leave your comments down below. And I also want to give a huge, massive, enormous thank you to my patrons, because you guys mean so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember guys, horror can be fun.